So guys, this is, what map is this one?
This is Old Town.
This is the one that kind of has a little bit more of the feel and the look of Gears of War 2 map.
Definitely, yeah.
But as Arthur said, you can actually see some of the lighting effects and how the lighting sort of changes as the perspective changes when you're looking through the lens of the little portway. So let's go to another question. And Iman7, how far do you go up for the sawed-off shotgun to be fully effective? How far do you? Oh, how far? I guess how close do you get with the sawed-off shotgun to be fully effective?
If you're wondering if you're close enough, you're not close enough.
Yeah, it's basically if you're going to do if you could do a melee attack, that's when you fire.
Yes, that's a good way to put it.
And if they're within like a sort of 140, 150 degree spread in front of you, you probably will cut them in half.
Yeah, the other thing is you can still down people even if you don't. If somebody's hurt and they get sprayed by a little bit of the sawed-off from a distance, it'll still down them. So it's not completely useless at a distance.
Also, Arthur, can you bring up the map?
Sure.
Since Arthur is in ghost mode right now. So the one thing is that you can see that the maps actually will show the locations for all of the weapons. So anytime you want, when you're loading in, when you're playing the game or when you're dead, you can actually look and just see where everything is located.
And there are convenient call-out names for different points on the map, so you can actually coordinate with each other. Like you'll see that there's the seaside spawn, which is on the beach, and the roadblock spawn, which is in an alley. The market is the center area. The alley has the digger launcher. The bell tower has the, oh god, the sniper rifle.
That was brutal.
Oh, that was not good. And now, hopefully we go back in.
And we should mention, I mean, Geddes is somebody who played a lot of Gears of War 2 multiplayer. This is the first time they've had team deathmatch in a Gears game, right?
Yeah, it was always, either it was execution or it was Warzone rules, and there were these kind of different flavors of competitive team-based multiplayer. And now they've just put it all into one bucket called Team Deathmatch. And I don't know actually in the final retail game like what all the options are going to be, but I know that Team Deathmatch is what they're considering kind of like their flagship mode for multiplayer. So there could very well be other types that are included in the final game.
And Geddes is picking up a torque bow right now. My favorite weapon off the ground is actually the little Locust SMG.
Oh, the Gorgon Burst Pistol is great.
The Gorgon Burst Pistol is an amazingly effective short-range weapon.
It's basically a little submachine gun.
Yeah. And it really deals damage up close. Like, I think it's actually better than a shotgun, which I find is somewhat unreliable. If somebody sees you and dodges out of the way, you're not going to get them with a shotgun. But this thing can spray a wide area up close and really just tag people.
Behind us, guys. What's great about it is that you can use it with a shield because it's a pistol. So if you pick up a shield and have the Gorgon Burst Pistol, you're pretty much unstoppable.
Or you use somebody as a meat shield as well. And when Geddes gets out of this immediate fight, maybe you can bring up the RB again and show sort of the view.
Oh, sorry.
You got hit by an incendiary grenade. These things are powerful.
Yeah.
Would you agree?
I actually think we got flamethrowered right now.
No, I got hit with an incendiary, definitely. Maybe a little of both.
Yeah, the incendiary, when it hits, it actually just throws out a line of flame, and you get two of them off the map. So you can just throw two very quickly in a row, and it can definitely take people out with those two hits. And also, don't forget that if one of you guys can switch to the Retro Lancer next time, that'd be awesome.
Well, when I'm done chainsawing this dude in half, I'll think about it.
Okay.
Oh, Gorgon Burst.
No, I'm assuming you're going to get yourself killed very soon, Arthur, so.
Well, I do like chainsawing fools.
I wanted to point out, too, the next time you see one of us picking up a weapon, you'll notice that there's a little circle that goes around the X button now. It's a different mechanic for picking things up than there was in Gears of War 1 and 2. So before you used to, when you're rushing towards a weapon, you would mash X just to make sure that you would pick it up when you rolled over it. Now it's different. You actually hold the X button down. Once that circle completes, you pick up the weapon. So they did that to make it easier to know you're picking up a weapon instead of, say, trying to revive somebody.
I'd also say they did some refinements to the separation between running and sticking to cover. I have not run into those moments where I'm accidentally sticking to cover anymore.
Yeah.
It can still happen every now and again, but it's definitely minimized.
So Geddes, if you hold down the right bumper and just show people how it like highlights weapons as well as enemies.
I would just say it's the left bumper, right button
left bumper,
is your
whatever.
active reload. Yeah, so here you go. You can see, I can see my teammates. I can see that's where the flamethrower spawns. Even if it's not there right now, it tells me that's its spawn point. Really useful. I don't know, have we talked about the tactical spotting yet?
No, that's actually an awesome feature and really great for Team Deathmatch.
Yeah. Oh, I gotta get this boom shot real quick.
You mean, is that the boom shot?
Yeah.
Yep.
Is there the digger launcher?
The digger
spawn?
launcher alternates with the boom shot at that spawn
Oh,
point.
okay.
Good
This
night.
is your good friend, the boom shot. And as you can see, Geddes is kind of earning up towards 500 assists is another unlock for him, so he'll get some more XP.
I like to help
and some
out,
rewards.
you know?
Yeah, of course. Well, you're just not effective enough at killing on your own, I think is what it really comes down to.
Oh, someone got me! Someone got me!
One of the other things
Someone got
about Team Deathmatch, the thing that I like that I think is cool about it is that it's not set up where it's just whoever gets the most kills in a certain amount of time wins or gets to 50 kills and that's it. It's that there's
Kill stealer.
a pool of lives that your entire team has, so everybody can be great and you can have one guy who sucks. They can all go down, and then once you run out of that pool of lives, then everybody basically is down to one life.
Yep.
Once you die in that one life, as you saw with Arthur in the last round, you're just in a spectator mode, and then if they can clear you out, then they win the point.
Yeah, it brings a little bit more drama to the end of the round, because if you're those 3 guys left and you know there's no more spawns available, it's like on you guys, and your whole team you know is watching you.
Arthur, Stoops McGee, I'm pretty sure that's a real name, wants to know, how did the smoke grenades work this time in Gears of War 3?
I guess they patched stun out of Gears of War 2 on smoke grenades. Stun is back on smoke grenades, which is pretty useful. Also, I mean, tagging someone with a smoke grenade blows them up, which is always fun. And also, if you take a human shield, you can affix a smoke grenade to them and kick them back into their friends, which is always fun.
Yeah, we
to
should
watch.
try to do that. I haven't been doing that much in the
Really?
beta so far. Yeah, it's really cool to see.
I don't even know if I remember how to do it. I
You
know
just
it
when you have a
happens.
meat shield, press up on the D-pad like you're equipping grenades,
and
it'll
it
do
equips
it.
it right into their head.
Yeah.
Right.
Also, if one of you guys doesn't change your loadout to the retro
Sorry,
launcher, then
God.
I'm going to murder you.
You're gonna fire us, is what you're
Okay,
gonna do.
next time I respawn, I will take the weapon I hate just for you.
All right, let's see if we can
And just-
grenade tag some people. Because
Just as a reminder to everybody, in just a couple of minutes, we're going to be patching in with Cliff Bleszinski, and he's going to be answering some of your questions.
Oh,
so
this is not where we wanna
be
be.
sure to send your questions through Twitter with the hashtag
They're coming up to
Gears3Beta.
the market.
Send it to @IGN and let us know what you want to ask us to ask Cliff, and we'll be doing that right here on the phone as we're still playing the game. So you're getting yourself a look at the beta itself, getting some answers from the guys at Epic, watching Arthur saw somebody in half. He could be bayoneting him, but he did not. And by the way, Geddes, what are you dodging right now? You can see
the
it.
digger launcher, yeah, that thing burrows underneath cover to get you. It's dangerous. Look at these guys, grouped together really well. Yeah, they played that well.
That was an active reload masher for sure.
So I'm running for my life right now because I know I couldn't win that battle alone against 2 guys. Gears of War is definitely a team-based thing. So I got to regroup with my team here. I'm using the TACCOM to do that.
And is anybody using a retro launcher, Lancer? No. All right, another question. Brandon9288. I guess there was 9,287 other Brandons on Twitter
gotta be
before this guy.
persistent, man.
I think you got to be in early, to get the Brandon one. But he wants to know more about the unlocks that are in the game.
Weapon skins primarily, character models primarily. You'll notice that a lot of us are using the same character model because we haven't had much time to unlock the other characters.
Actually, I'll use Thrashball Cole if we ever pop out. I don't know if we'll have the opportunity to do that.
If you actually look at Arthur's got a Lancer tied onto his back right now. If you go left bumper, and you can see that that's actually a skin.
It's
one of the
urban
skins.
camo, I believe.
Yeah, one of the ones that seems probably really popular, and one of the first ones you get is flames. So you can get flames on the hammer burst almost instantly when you start playing the beta. They're cool little things just to kind of personalize, and if this is just a taste, then we can expect that we're going to see quite a lot more in the full game.
Yeah, we know that there's pink Lancer skins. We've seen some Epic guys playing with those. You see somebody playing with a green weapon, you know they've been playing the beta because those are hard to come by. So yeah, it's kind of cool to see all the different. I don't know. Oh wait, there's some locusts in the hallway here, guys.
So since you're using the sniper rifle right now, right before we patch in Cliff, let's ask one more question. This is from Joshua All Over, and he wants to know how so far. Oh wait, I'm sorry, wrong person. Horrific wants to know. I am a big sniper on Gears. I was just wondering, has the sniper rifle changed at all?
Yeah, I mean it's
Because
not.
you were sniping me all last night.
But
so.
I was using the one shot for
Yes.
that, which is a bit different. Well, once we see, oh, I got you, buddy. Once we go over to trenches.
Do you see?
Hang on, let me clean this mess up here. Once we go over to trenches, we'll see the one shot, which is
Oh, get that retro Lancer.
the mother of all. All right, for you, Hill.
For you, I want you.
I picked it already. There's so many guys in my way.
All right, sorry, we gotta take care of business. What was the question?
Oh, so how has the sniper rifle changed? Then maybe you can talk about that. When we get to trenches, we can talk one shot.
I was never the biggest sniper in Gears 2. I loved it in Gears 1 when you could down people really easily with it. Here's the execution with the retro lancer, by the way. Pretty cool.
So much smoke.
So what I've noticed in Gears 3 is it's not the one-shot down monster that it was in Gears 1. It's pretty similar so far to the way the sniper was in Gears 2, but I think the snipers out there would be able to tell me
There's only two
better.
of them. I'm not really worried about it.
We're having multiple conversations.
I can
We're having
tell.
a tactical conversation too.
All right. Well, I think we lost the guys on the phone, but we're gonna go ahead and try and give them a call right now and see if we can hook up with Epic.
We won.
Amazingly, yes. Look at you with 12 kills.
Yeah, Mr. Peter Aikman's 15 kills. For those of you just joining us, we were playing with Epic at the very beginning, but we were having some trouble matchmaking with them, so that we were playing only with them. So we just kind of went into some general deathmatch stuff. We'll be hooking up with them on the phone here, though. Thanks for watching, guys. Appreciate you hanging out with us. So watch some Gears of War 3 beta.
Did you notice we were playing against Optimus Prime?
Yes, as it should be.
Even in Gears of War, it follows me. Inside IGN joke.
Fingers crossed that Epic picks up.
Yeah.
They were on earlier.
You get to hear Cliff
But maybe they got
voicemail.
maybe they got sad that they weren't allowed to kill us anymore.
Maybe
They
so.
just took off.
So for the people watching at home, this is Thrashball. This is a Thrashball stadium. This is where Cole played. You'll notice the Cougars banners all over the walls. All right, where are they going?
Let's get this torque bow if we can.
All right, doesn't look like the guys at Epic are there anymore. They might have thought that it was time to bounce after they couldn't fight with us anymore, but that just means that I gotta act like Cliff and answer any question as if I'm the authority. So I will be taking the role of Cliff.
I don't think your shirt is
I have a
purple
new
enough.
number now for him, so we'll try again.
So watch this digger launcher go through, cut undercover.
Whoa, that digger launcher almost
Wow,
killed me.
went really far. Let's try this one. There it is. I still didn't get him though. I downed him.
Oh,
Go
goodbye.
finish him off.
Oh,
Hey,
yes,
Cliff.
I did just kill a guy from across the map with a
Hello?
freaking pyro grenade.
Hey, what's up? This is Hillary, Ryan, and Arthur over from IGN. How's it going?
What's up, guys? That's going good. How are you?
We're doing well. We're doing well. We're just playing a little Gears. Didn't quite work out doing the match with Epic. Just one of those things that happens. But we're having some fun playing with some of the people that are already in the beta.
Yeah, we don't have the private matches aren't enabled in the beta, so finding somebody via matchmaking across the East Coast and West Coast is a little tricky when you
We're in
don't
the
have
locker
private.
room.
Yeah, that's something that you guys are going to have in the full retail, though.
Yeah, absolutely. It's just for the whole purpose of the beta is to test servers, test net speed, and to not have that kind of insulated, dedicated, or not dedicated, but insulated kind of private match thing. So there will be private matches in the full game, but just not in the beta.
Cool. Go for the
So let me ask you this. So I know that the beta hasn't really kicked off in full, but in the time that it's been for friends and family for the last week or two, what's your impression been so far about how things have gone?
I'm cautiously thrilled. I mean, it's one of those things, you know, with the Rocky Star Gears 2 had, and there's still people who think there are things that they don't like in the game, even though we've patched the hell out of it. It's like, you know, kind of cautiously poking your head up after a storm. You're like, okay, is it clear? Like, what happened after the hurricane? And, you know, rebuilding after all of that. And it's been one of those things like, you know, we start off, we get online, every 50 people, then we get 600 people, and that number keeps going up, and everything's holding, and taking dedicated servers down for a little while to see if everything still works outside of that in case there's an outage, and then putting them back up and making sure everything rehooks on. I mean, when you launch a beta like this, when you launch a game that's this big and there's many people who want to get in on it, you really feel like you're doing like an Apollo rocket launch, right? You really, I mean, it's crazy the amount of coordination that goes in, and we're learning from it, and it's going pretty darn smooth. I mean, it's not to say there aren't the occasional little issues there. There's, you know, keep an eye on weapon balancing, making sure that the weapons are fairly well balanced, and you know, keeping an eye on map issues, making a list, checking it twice. But it's been tremendously useful.
Well, I'm curious. So for what you guys are doing for balancing, how much of it is like telemetry that you guys are using, and how much of it is anecdotal? Because I imagine that there are probably a lot of people who will say, "Oh, the sawed-off is too powerful," but how much of that is somebody's maybe their impression because they just keep getting killed by somebody with skill, and how much of that is
some
real,
people are
right?
just freaking good, right? One of the things that we realized with the beta was, we'd put some influencers in there initially when we led early, a couple pro gamers and a lot of QA players. Well, it turns out a lot of the QA players are damn good because they're the ones who've been playing the game for 2 years and they have those young whippersnapper reflexes. And so when you get online and people who know their stuff and have been playing the game can pretty much roll you pretty well. So at the same time, it's one of those things, we are tracking all the numbers behind the scenes, and there's, the three things there. There's tracking the actual telemetry of what the numbers are, what they say, what the actual kills are, the heat maps and things like that. There's, reading forums, anecdotal evidence, internal comments from tests that we have from us playing it locally, as well as just gut decisions about what the overall design goals are for the game. And one of the high-level design goals is, embrace the shotgun rolly crowd, but also make sure rifles have a shot, right? I mean, when I play the game and I play with the Retro Lancer, and somebody tries to close that gap with the sawed-off, a lot of times I'm very well able to hold them off if I, keep a steady hand and I ride it out so they can't get within the close enough range of it, right? So trying to make sure there's a good rock, paper, shotgun game going on there.
Cool. We have some questions from users. I think the first one kind of touches on what you had mentioned at the beginning of the whole purpose of this beta, and this is from Nikush, who asks, how has the matchmaking system been improved in Gears of War 3?
No, this time it works.
we can actually attest to that. It does work.
Well, the thing was, previously we had such a notion of purity of what what a match would have to be, and ranked, of course, is you have public and then you have ranked, right? In public, you hop in, you can join in progress, you just drop in, drop out, and no harm, no foul. It's everybody just hopping on and having this great scrimmage. You can still get XP, you can still unlock everything. But if you want the more pure experience, then you hop into ranked, where it tries to match similar ranked groups together. It has no bots, right? It waits for a good 5-on-5 or 4-on-4 match, and then it launches, right? And it's one of those situations that it's a more pure experience, and the hardcore really like it. But those matchmaking times can be slightly longer than the public, where you just hop right in immediately, and there's like no waiting times at all, right? And a lot of the real diehard guys do love ranked, but I mean, for my end, if I get home and I just have 30 minutes to kill and I just want to hop online and grind a little bit more, I mean, I just pop in public, and I just, if I'll pop in a public match and it's just, myself, a friend, and 2 other people on opposite teams, and we have a few bots filling it in, within 10 minutes, other human players have joined, have eliminated the bots, and then we have a full 5-on-5 match of human players to go, and those are people that I can friend, I can party up with them later, and I can continue to kind of keep the online experience going.
Cool, and this is, I'm curious, because this is the first time that Gears has had Team Deathmatch. Gaddis and I were talking about this just a little bit earlier. Why did you guys decide to finally bring that in, and what's kind of your take on Team Deathmatch for Gears?
Well, we had this notion of Gears purity for a long time, as far as kind of going with what was essentially almost a third-person Counter-Strike when the game first shipped, right? And even since 2006, the world was different back then from even, when we first did Unreal Tournament in '98, but it's gotten even crazier considering to 2011 the amount of things that are vying for a person's attention. And when you make a game type that is so unforgiving that if somebody manages to get around you and they shotgun you in the face and then you have to wait 2 minutes to get back in and observe other people, it can still be very, very fun when you're in a private match, or if you're on a LAN, or if you're with people you know. But in the wild, it's not always the most enjoyable experience because you have other distractions that are constantly gnawing at your ear and your brain. If I'm waiting, I'll actually check my Twitter feed during the 12 seconds spawn queue that I have when I play the Gears 3 beta, right? Like, that's how distracted we are in this world right now, and there's so many things vying for your attention. So Team Deathmatch was really a no-brainer when we looked at the kind of game we wanted to evolve this into, while still providing the classic game types that everybody knows and loves with Warzone and Execution, and then putting the Gears twist on it of having it so you don't just kind of build to, whoa, what happened? No, I guess we got to 20 kills. Okay, let's go again. You get this great mix, whereas the last batch of lives really come out of a pool, and you can have these great clutch moments where you have a team of 4 or so versus one guy who manages to kind of hide out and ninja around and take out all of those guys and win the match. And it winds up being really, really fun and really, really intense once you get down to those last little bits.
Cool.
My new favorite game type, honestly.
Yeah, it is a lot of fun. I'm having a blast with it.